let's go through all the blockable shit. And it's like, obviously, you can block every melee attack, right? From every mob. That's not what we're going through. We're going through special abilities and attacks that mobs will do to you in dungeons. So let's start off with Atal. Fervent Strike is big damn. If you don't have block up for this, you will die. Or at least on Ikes. Is there anything else here? No, no, no. I mean, it's more Fervent Strikes, right? Oh. What are you effing? Fervent Strikes. I mean, this, you don't really need block up for Serrated Teeth, but during Serrated Teeth, while you have this debuff on you, you take 50% increased physical damage. So you should have block up because his melees are gonna hurt. The shield bash from this does a lot of damage if you don't have block up for it. Same thing with Rending Maul. The initial hit from this hits very hard. If you don't have block up, it will chunk you. And also obviously the dot from this hurts a lot, but is there anything else in here? Yasma's Skewer is you need to have a block up to live at higher levels. Let's move on to Freihafen. Dog's Bite is blockable, but it casts not always on you, so then there's like nothing here, or?
Fem is the best tank I've ever seen.
How about here? There is, I mean, the brutes smash. Where are the brutes? Here's a brute. Earthshaker. This is blockable to my knowledge. But it still slows you and does like magic damage. But I'm fairly certain that it's blockable. Crack shots, pad for Sethraliss, horseman. They're all not blockable. There's like nothing blockable here, or obviously all the melees. Eudora's shot is blockable, and it's obviously intervenable. So if you intervene a friend, make sure you press block. Down, 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 down. You can also intervene Harpooneers, by the way. It doesn't always work for some reason, but you can't do it. Down, down, down. This Going Bananas, by the way, is blockable. If you're gonna stand in Going Bananas, press block. Down, down, down. Shark Tornado from Trothak is blockable. So if you're, I mean, you should stand it as the warrior tank and just press block, because it doesn't do that much to you. IP will carry. The Blade Barrage from the Buccaneers is blockable, but you should just not stand in it. Also, something I forgot, I think, to mention in the Reflect is that Oiled Blade is reflectable. Can you block shit here? I don't think so. Not that I can think of. Alright, let's move on to King's Rest. Not blockable, don't stand in that. The Golden Serpent's Tail Thrash is blockable. This Queen Epatla, this shoot you need to have block up for. If you don't have block up for this shoot, you die. So this is like the most important thing to have block up in this room. You can block this Blade Storm, but just don't stand in it. Do do do. Do do.
Fem.
Hey, Capshoot, thank you for the tier 1 sub, my dude. Can you block shit here? I don't think I haven't tried because you get knocked back, but I believe Hunting Leap from the Raptors is blockable. But don't stand in it. This Ground Crush is blockable from the Brute. So you can stand in that and take less damage. I usually do that. You just press block. He shoots you up in the air and then you charge back to him. That is what I usually do.
Tank I've ever seen.
This debilitating backhand is blockable from the charge guy. And the whirling is also blockable but the problem with the whirling is that it leaves a debuff on you, so you shouldn't stand that. Obviously this is the big one in this dungeon. Blade combo is blockable. If you do not have block up for if you don't have block up for blade combo, you are very likely dead. Also keep in mind that this talent bolster works like it makes last stand block, right? So when I say you need block up, you don't actually need shield block up. You can also have last stand up. It's either or, right? So like either last stand or either shield block. Shrine, what's blockable in Shrine? There's not much. Dun, dun. The heaving blow from, or sundering blow from these guys is blockable. From the Iron Apprentices. Do do do. Do do do. The cleave from the Brother Ironhull on second boss is blockable. I usually stand in it with block. And when you're fighting this guy, both as the trash pack and in the boss fight, use block always. He melees really hard. And so does this boss, by the way. He also melees really hard. So make sure you always have block up for those. Siege. This hindering cut is blockable. And it hurts like hell on high keys. So make sure you have block. You can also stand in the frontal on these guys and press block, but just avoid the frontal instead. Marksman, this is blockable, by the way. It's also intervenable. So if you're ever fighting marksman, which you will be, make sure you utilize block and intervene your friends. Like if someone's low health and they're about to get shot at, intervene them and press block. More hindering cuts, more marksman. Same with powder shots, they have the same ability as the marksman. Same thing here, powder shots again. Usually what you'll see me do is we go out here. I go out solo because these don't really hurt me when I block up, right? So I go out solo and solo I get the spotter circle and then kill them by myself, and then my team comes out. More powder shots, more hindering cuts. Do more the same. I believe the banana rampage is blockable, but you should stop it, so it shouldn't apply to you. But I guess same thing here. We usually take the obelisk here to this pack, and I go out solo and solo these. It takes 6 spotter shots to kill these, so you just need to block and shit. This shoot from the second boss is blockable. Make sure you have block out for most of it. Doesn't really hurt. Hadal melee is really hard, especially when breakwater comes. Make sure you have block, because breakwater is gonna chunk you. If he then melees you instantly after without block, you're gonna die. So make sure you have block up for that. The frontals from the demolishing terrors is blockable, the slam, but you shouldn't stand in it. But if you have to stand in it, press block. Temple. There's a lot of blockable things here. The ground pound from this guy is blockable, as long as you are facing him. If you have your back to any mob, you won't block, obviously. So marksman, this random shoot is blockable, but they shoot randomly. So blade flurry makes these mobs attack faster. Also have block up. What else? What else? Oh yeah, the cleaves from these guys. That hurts a lot. Make sure you have block up whenever they cleave. It's the same here. It's the cleave in this room. Heart Guardians, both on the boss and the trash pack. But I mean, you played this trash with the boss, right? But if you ever played solo or during the boss, Heart Guardians, Heart Attack is blockable. It does a shit ton of damage. Make sure it does magic damage, so but it is blockable. Make sure you have block up. They do it like every 5-6 seconds.
Fem is the best tank I've ever seen.
But you should be able to have block up for every single heart attack from the Heart Guardian. The Motherlode. Throw wrench from laborers is blockable. If you don't block, they hurt a lot. Same thing with the peacekeepers. The charged claw is reflectable, and they melee really hard. Have block up. You can block. You can intervene thugs. However, if you intervene a friend and the thug charges that friend, you'll take the damage and the stun. So, and because you're stunned, you're gonna die. So don't do it, but you can do it.
Fem is the best tank I've ever seen.
If you really want to, right? What else is there here? There's nothing. Throw rock is blockable. Make sure you have block up for that.
Fem is the best tank I've ever seen.
You can technically stand in the power through with block up. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. The cleave, the broad slash from this guy is blockable. What else? There's like nothing here.
Fem is the best tank I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, this is really important, by the way. Charge shot when you're fighting Adventure Co war machines. This is blockable. If you don't have block up for charge shot, you will die. Like it does so much damage. Make sure you press block. Same thing goes for the Sky Scorchers. Also during the last boss, right? Sky Scorchers, the Azurite Heartseeker is intervenable. Like if they are shooting on your friend, you can intervene your friend and you don't have to stand in the line. As long as you stand next to your friend. And it's blockable. And you can also just stand in the line and soak it, right? With block up, obviously. That goes during the boss fight, like in the intermission of last boss, you should do that too. Underrot blockable abilities. There's like nothing here, or? Other than melees, obviously. Yeah, there's literally nothing in Underrot. Oh yeah, third boss. The shockwave from third boss does a lot of damage to you if you don't have block up. but it is blockable, so you should press block every time he does this. And obviously it goes on the tank only, so make sure you have block up for that, and your healer will love you. Toll the Gore. You can block the massive chomp from Vice Jaws, it still does some damage to you, but can't do anything about that. Massive chomp again. Strikers are really dangerous for warriors, by the way. Throw rock is not blockable, so whenever you're fighting strikers, it's no point pressing block, because it's not blockable, unfortunately. Unfortunately, there's nothing here that I can think of, at least. Nope. And Waycrest. The Captain Strike is blockable. Cleave is not blockable. It does shadow damage. So on Cleave you press IP and shield, spell reflect. On Captain Strike you press block. The witches, there's this marking cleave is blockable. Let me find something that isn't a Rune Weaver. Wine Twister. This jagged scratch is like, it's just like the Marked Sisters. They just have this random attack that does damage to you when they melee every now and then. It is blockable, so whenever you fight a Wine Twister, make sure you have block up or you'll die. And obviously the spawn of the witches is random, like which one it is. So let's see if we can find, what's the other witch? Runeweaver, Wine Twister, Soul Charmer. They don't really do anything, but kick them. This Thorned Barrage is blockable by Matron Brindle. If you don't have block up, you will quickly die. Obviously, Soulbound Goliath, you should have block up for the whole fight, otherwise you die. The Snout Smack from the Piglets is blockable. It doesn't really do much, but you know, press block. We got the Crunch from the Doggos. That's also blockable. Oh yeah, Ral. Tenderize is blockable. So what you should do as a tank, as a warrior, or as any tank to be honest, you just, whenever he's doing Tenderize, like if your team is like here, here, and here, and here, you just stand over here and try to bait the Tenderize to you by just standing there. It's a 1 in 5 chance that it goes on you, right? Because then these 4 people don't have to move, which is obviously great for their, like if they're casters and shit. I think the Revelers do punish. You don't notice this, but you know, if you don't have block up, they're gonna do more damage to you. It's just, you know. We don't have much more here. Not much more here. And there's not much more here. So let's move on to Junkyard. There's quite a few things that are blockable in this dungeon. I mean, you don't fight many scrap hounds, but the metallic jaws from the scrap hounds is blockable. But in reality, no matter what week, like where the robot is, the only scrap hounds you should really fight is these two around Trixie and Nina.
Fem is the best tank I've ever seen.
Because you should never really clear this area. Alright. What else is blockable? The spin from this is the gyro scrap is blockable. Just make sure they don't like sneak behind your back. Troopers nano slicer is blockable, the initial damage, but the dot is what really kills you, right? In this area there's nothing really special that is blockable. Shut up, Genix. The scrappers do this, right? Sledgehammer. That's important that you keep block up. But you should also have reflect up against them because they do fire damage with their melees. The blaster's run and gun is blockable. It does a lot of damage. You should have block up for that. You can stand in Nano's bolt buster. That's blockable. You shouldn't, but you can. The shield bash from these mechanics hurts a lot if you don't have block up. Wow. The headbutt from bullies does a shit ton of damage if you don't have block up. Grinders Skullcracker does a shit ton of damage if you don't have block up. Never fight bone snippers, by the way. This debuff that they put is going to kill you every time. Oh yeah, the boss, this boss, Tank Buster, Wreck is blockable. Make sure you have block up during the whole cast of Wreck, otherwise you will get wrecked. Smile. Let's move on to workshop. The whirling edge from this guy. As the tank, obviously you will deal with platinum pummeler mostly during this fight. The whirling edge is blockable. These waste processing units, the mega drill is blockable, so you can just stand in it with block up and you'll be fine. Dogs metallic jaws blockable. There's nothing blockable on this, no, other than his melees, obviously. Again, metallic jaws on the doggos here. We got nothing here. Wait, don't the defenders do like a smack on you? Yeah, they just do the growth thing. That's the initial hit is blockable, but you won't. The dot is what is gonna kill you. These spiders are like the hardest hitting mobs in the game right now. If you don't have block up as a warrior, you will get wrecked. So make sure you have that up, or your healer will scream at you. Here's more defenders. That's it. That's like it. There's nothing blockable or nothing special blockable on this fight. Yeah, that's like all the dungeons of blockable things.